did an update on my my True Ancestry account, and I went to Elysium. That's the last level on the account, and I got all of my samples for where my relatives were from, and my ancient ancestors. And I found out that this popped up, Tula, 1800 A.D. This is in the Andaman Island. So now I know. Um, and it wasn't hard for me to figure that out because, like, I kind of figured that I was related to them somehow, being that they are D1 haplogroup, and also M, being that they were in America a long time ago. So I figured that out, and now they're on the other side of the world. So I don't know how that happened, but it's clear, uh, you know, they have relation to America, and this is just more evidence that they do. Because this is what popped up when I pulled my samples. So this will be the last sample that I'll be able to pull. So I've completed that, and I know that you have people in government who are looking at people who are doing their DNA tests, and they're finding out where people are from. This is just going to make it more easier for transitions to happen as we try to control land and get land for people who want to live peacefully. So this is interesting indeed. I wasn't expecting this to pop up, and it did. So I wasn't expecting it, but this is interesting. Even though it's blue, right? Because they are uncontacted. Um, that's still like a fix in the shop. And then you got the red right here, 2300 BC. So it's close. It's close. Um, and again, these are basically Dravidian people, if you think about it, because it's a certain subclad in them that gave birth to that particular prototype. Um, so when you're doing your DNA, I would advise people to like go to My True Ancestry, go to Add Intro, that's ADNTRO. Go to My True Ancestry, go to Jed Match when you're doing your DNA because you want to know these things. Um, you know, because like when you're figuring out your DNA, you're finding out uh, what foods you ate. You're finding out how your people look. You're finding out what were their traditions. You're finding out what were their languages. You're finding out a lot of different things, and these things are important as you move forward because we don't know the existence of life as it is. You know what I mean? So when you can say like, you know what, I am Andamanese, right, and I can prove it, like that gives you political stout. You know what I mean? Like that gives you political stout because that can control ultimately your political motivations. And it can control other people's political motivations around you if they know these things and they're taking it seriously. You know what I mean? So I'm glad this popped up. This is like the only sample that I really paid attention to. And like another sample did pop up from Egypt, but it was the same sample. They just put a picture next to ancient Egypt. And it was hieroglyphs on the particular map on the other map right here. It was like a little picture of ancient Egypt. So we are like old people when you talk about this. The only thing I was kind of like kind of like taken aback by was that the sample that some people are getting, where it's showing that uh, people were in America in BCE. I never got that sample. I never got that sample, and it's some people who are what you would call quadroom that are getting that sample. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people who are quadroom that are probably getting that sample. I never got that sample, so I can't effectively say like, um, I'm Native American, anything like that. But I do have American Indian samples that are showing up. But I can't go back as far a long time as like other people can. I can probably go back to AD. You know what I mean? That's probably the most. I can't go back to BC in North America though. I don't think I can. So there's that. And I wanted it to pop up. I was hoping it would, but it didn't pop up. So I spent a good $700 today, or like $900, on samples. Trying to figure out my history as far as like where I'm from. Um, and these are all the samples that popped up for uh, Asia. This is the last one. So if they add more samples, I don't know how that'll work, but if they do, you know, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Um, Cause I got to get a refund from one of the samples that I purchased, cause like it didn't go through. A website popped up saying that it was default or something like that. So I guess I kind of went over the limit. I don't know, but you know, if they do give me a refund, that'd be cool. Cause I wanted to see those samples. But this is interesting. 1800 AD in Adamant Island. That's all I want to say. Great peace, Yakoki.